Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Suranjali Seal, and like I always say, if you are somebody that loves literature and is all about literature, then this is the channel for you. We have also begun our new segment, which is English grammar and vocabulary, where we are enhancing our grammar skills, our speaking skills, our knowledge of vocabulary and synonyms, antonyms, idioms. We're discussing all of that in our grammar section, and of course, as always, we also discuss literature, English literature. So here what we're going to do is, that is for our video today, we're going to talk about Platonic love. Now, Platonic love is a famous concept. I've already discussed the Greek philosophers in my other videos, so if you haven't checked them out, then make sure you do so that you have better understanding and clarity. Now, we do detailed explanation, we do concept and concept clearing. We focus on understanding rather than mugging up. This is what we do in all our videos. So we're going to do this concept also of Platonic love crystal clearly and easily. We're not going to complicate things. We're going to understand it as easily as possible. Now, Platonic love is of course related to Plato, the Greek philosopher Plato. I've discussed his life and his works, his Allegory of the Cave, then Theory of Forms in my other videos. So make sure you watch them. And in this video, we're going to talk specifically of Plato's concept of love. Now, just remember, Plato never defined love like that this is Platonic love. Okay, he never himself said that I am going to define love and it shall be known as Platonic love. No, Plato never did that. He talked of love. He talked about what he thinks love is, or love can be, or what love can achieve. He talked about this, and later his students, his later researchers and scholars and writers read his works, and then they termed it as Platonic love. For example, today I am talking about love, that yes, love should be of respect. Love should involve, beyond the body, you should see the soul of the person. Love should involve sacrifice. Love should involve understanding. I'm just talking randomly. But I'm not saying from today this will be known as Suranjali's concept of love. No. I'm just talking to you casually, right? Later, your friends and my friends and researchers will talk or read about my concept of love, and then you might name it as Suranjali's concept of love. So similarly, that's how Plato's concept of love is. So this is clear, I hope, that Plato talked of love, and whatever he said about love is known as Platonic love today, and we're going to understand just that in this video. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. So first of all, let us just look at the introduction. Let us look at the concrete definition of what Platonic love means to us today. How do we know Platonic love as today? So Platonic love is a type of love in which sexual desire or romantic features are non-existent. That is, that physical proximity or that attraction, the physical or sexual desire that you feel towards the person you love, that does not exist at all. If it exists, if you feel that kind of attraction towards your partner, towards the person you love, then it is suppressed, sublimated, or purgated. That is, you do not encourage it. You completely negate sexual desires. You completely reject that physical proximity with your partner. But it means more than simple friendship. But it is more than simple friendship. So this is the concrete definition of what Platonic love means. Now, when I was a student also in my master's, it was pretty confusing that yes, you love a person, it is more than friendship, but then how can you not have physical attraction towards a person, right? How can you not have it? As human beings, that's part and parcel of our making, you are attracted to the person you love. So how can you just sublimate it? And why will you sublimate it? What is the reason that you have to negate physical attraction? All of that you'll understand when we dive deep a little bit, and I'll make it as easy as possible for you. For now, let's just complete the introduction, okay? The term is derived from the name of the Greek philosopher Plato, though the philosopher never used the term himself, like I've already mentioned. Platonic love, as derived by Plato, concerns rising through levels of closeness to wisdom and true beauty, from carnal attraction to individual bodies to attraction of souls, and eventually union with the truth. So what he's saying is you have to surpass that level, okay? You have to surpass it. Now see, this is the introduction. I will just give you simply, okay? I'll just, in say 5 minutes or so, I'll just explain the whole concept simply, and you'll understand what we're talking about. Imagine you see somebody, okay? Love at first sight, we say, okay? We look at somebody. when you look at somebody, you cannot immediately know the inner feelings of the person, right? You will not know the character of the person. You will not know the likes and dislikes of the person. You will not know the tastes of the person. You just look at the person and you say, oh, love at first sight. You cannot be in love at first sight. You like the person for the person's outer beauty. Like, firstly, if you're practical enough, just think about it. When you like somebody, okay, in many cases, most cases, this is the case. First, you're attracted to a person's outwardness. You don't know the person's inside feelings, the likes, dislikes, and tastes. You don't know the person's character, also personality, but you're attracted to a person's outward appearance. How a person looks. That's when you're attracted to the person. Say you get into a relationship with this person, and then you fall in love gradually. Okay, you fall in love gradually, but it's a process. So you look at the outward appearance, you're attracted to the person, you're attracted to the physical appearance of a person. You get into a relationship. Okay, you get into a relationship, then you have physical attraction towards the person. You have physical attraction, physical proximity towards the person. This is what happens with the partner. When you're in a relationship, you are attracted physically towards your partner. Time goes by, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years go by, and then your tastes, your likes, your dislikes, your personality, your shortcomings, your weaknesses, your strengths, your talents, everything, comes out. 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, you come to know that, okay, my partner has all of these, traits. This is my partner. My partner has all of these talents. She has weaknesses. She also has shortcomings. Similarly, he has weaknesses. He has shortcomings. Okay, but there's also strength, and you learn to appreciate your partner beyond the physical aspect of it. You start with physical, outwardly appearance attraction, get into a relationship. As you are trying to process each other, as you're going to understand each other, there is physical proximity, there is carnal attraction, sexual desire towards the partner. And as age go by, right, as years go by, you understand your partner. There will be a point in time when that physical attraction will take a back seat, okay, and respect and a desire for the soul of your partner becomes more important. That's exactly what marriage is. Okay, you get into a relationship, and the whole you get into a relationship, you get married, and as years go by, you understand your partner even more. Responsibilities kick in, and then you realize that you have to be with this person till the end. This is the person that you're going to be with forever. And in the process, okay, your sexual desire, which is very prominent in the beginning, will gradually take a back seat as you have kids, as you send the kids to school, as you raise your kids up, and life, you start living life. That time what will happen, you'll start to appreciate the soul of your partner. All that sexual desire and everything will take a back seat, and you actually are together for each other, for each other's soul. You get to know each other, your likes, dislikes, you explore each other. It goes beyond the physical. You move from the physical, like, beyond it. You surpass the physical carnal attraction, and you surpass it, and you move towards the soul. Now see, okay, now what happens is, as you're living your married life, okay, this is just an example, okay, and I'll give you a concrete definition of what Plato says. I'll explain it, but you just understand this, you'll understand what Plato is trying to say. So this is just an example. So suppose you get into your marriage. Now after getting into your marriage, you're having kids and all, and you realize that, okay, marriage is such a beautiful institution, that yes, you got married, and now you want to raise a family together. You want to see your kids, you want to give good values to your kids, principles to your kids. You send your kids to school. Then when your kids, you see like how you groom. Like the other day I found my report card from class 10, okay, like the 10th standard. I found my old report card, and all the comments that was written there, the marks that I got, it made me think that, okay, I was privileged enough to get an education. I was very touched at the fact that yes, my parents worked so hard to give me a proper life, and I started appreciating the schooling more. I appreciated the knowledge system more. I appreciated what my school and my teachers have given me more. So this is what I'm saying. You get into this physical proximity with somebody, then you get into a relationship, then you start exploring each other physically, then you get, as the relationship progresses, even years, it's not necessary that you have to get married, but if you have a long standing relationship, you get to know each other's character, then you start appreciating each other's soul, you get married, and then you have kids, and you realize that yes, marriage is beautiful, having kids is beautiful. You send them to school. As you see your kids grow up, you'll realize that okay, the education system is beautiful. It's like that, okay, that you're just seeing everybody grow around you. I'm giving an example, don't take me literally, this is just an example, but yeah, it's important to understand. So suppose you see all of these beautiful things, then you start appreciating the concept of beauty. You'll appreciate that yes, the world works beautifully, human beings work beautifully, having a partner, and the way the world is working, you start appreciating it even more. So this is like, your appreciation of what you have. It goes beyond the physical, it goes beyond that, okay? It goes at a point in time later in life, it might go to the spiritual also. You start appreciating the spiritual aspect of life. You'll start to like leave the materialism also. So I'm just giving this as an example, okay? But this is exactly what is Plato's concept of love, and he refers to this as the ladder of love. Okay, the ladder of love. I have given you a very layman's everyday example in our life to just explain to you where Plato is coming from. Okay, and we are going to explore and understand just that. The term is derived from the Greek philosopher Plato, though the philosopher has never used the term himself. Platonic love, as devised by Plato, concerns rising through levels of closeness. You're rising through levels of closeness, physical and mental closeness. Closeness to wisdom and true beauty. So Plato sees love as a means of attaining wisdom, as a means of appreciation, a means of understanding what beauty is, a means of understanding the world itself, and from the carnal attraction, that is physical attraction, to individual bodies, you're attracted to this girl, attracted to that girl, this girl, and then you find your partner, and then individual body, you appreciate the individual body, and then to souls. Eventually you appreciate each other's souls, and eventually the union with the truth that how the world works towards life. At the end of life, we always ask, right, what's the wisdom you gained? So that's a big question to answer. So I hope that this is kind of becoming clear for you. Okay, as we move further, it's going to be more clearer. So what and where does it feature? So Platonic love is examined in Plato's dialogue in the Symposium. I've already talked about this in my other videos of Plato. So the Symposium, which has as its topic the subject of love. So Symposium is Plato's work, and in it he talks about love, and that's where he gives all of these ideas. Okay, so he's saying, so here, or more generally, the subject of eros. We'll discuss eros also. So it explains the possibilities of how the feeling of love began and how it has evolved, both sexually and non-sexually, and defines genuine Platonic love as inspiring a person's mind and soul and directing their attention towards spiritual matters. So, you just generally appreciate how the world works. Once you are you leave your dreamland, once the youthful phase of life is over and responsibilities kick in, what he's trying to say is through love, through relationship, through this, you get into the carnal physical aspect of it, but as you move higher up the ladder, you're going to go towards truth. Okay, you're going to move towards wisdom and spirituality. That's what he's saying. And then he's saying of particular importance is the speech of Socrates, who attributes to the prophet Diotima an idea of Platonic love as a means of ascent to contemplation of the divine, an ascent known as the ladder of love. That is, love, okay, when you're exploring love, it is actually a means. This ladder of love is a means to attain spirituality, to attain truth, to attain wisdom. So this ladder of love, okay, is what actually Platonic love is. Platonic love, you'll understand if you understand the ladder of love. He is talking about moving up the rungs of a ladder, and we're going to understand this in the next slide. So we're going to look at the ladder of love, and this is Plato's concept of love. So if you understand this, you'll understand what platonic love is. So in the lowest rung, he talks about, see, the ladder of love is a metaphor that relates each step towards being, that is, each step towards understanding, each step towards being, that is existence, okay, each step towards your knowledge and wisdom, gaining that ultimate knowledge, truth and spirituality, each step towards that, okay, each step as consecutive rungs of a ladder, okay, and each step closer to the truth further distances love from beauty of the body towards love that is more focused on wisdom and the essence of beauty. So it's closely related to his theory of forms. He says, right, that forms, there's a realm of forms from which ideas take birth. I've discussed this in detail in my theory of forms video, so please check it out. I won't repeat it here, but if you have watched the video, you already know that there's a realm of forms. From that form, the ideas take birth. So he's saying that, it starts from you appreciate this individual person, then you start appreciating in general all persons. As you move up the ladder, you'll try to understand the essence of all things. You'll try to understand, in generally, you'll try to appreciate the wisdom that you're getting, the experiences that you've gathered, the way the world works. What he's saying, eventually you'll understand the form. Eventually you'll understand the essence. Okay, let's just start. In the lowest rung of the ladder is a beautiful body. That is, you see somebody and you're attracted to the physical aspect of that person, and you call it love, whatever you call it, love or love at first sight. You see the person's outwardly appearance and you're attracted to the person. This is love for a beautiful body. Next step is all beautiful bodies. It's quite general. I haven't said this, but when, for example, my mother, okay, or my father, they'll always say, when I say, why do you take so much tension? Why do you do this? They'll always say that when you'll become a mother, someday you'll understand. And recently, one of my neighbors, okay, she gave birth to a baby girl, and the first thing she said to her mom is, I respect you for everything that you've done for me. So you genuinely, first you experience that physical relation and you become a mother, and then you appreciate all mothers and fathers for what they do for their children. So you will start with one, and then you'll have general appreciation for everything, right? So that's the idea. Just like take it as an example, and that's the idea you're going for. So a beautiful body, you start with one, and then all beautiful bodies, you realize that the essence of human beings, kindness, love, understanding, sacrifice, all of these things are beautiful. Then you try to understand more and more. Then you go to beautiful souls. You understand that yes, this person, you move beyond physical attraction and you start appreciating the soul. You search for a relationship with the soul, that kind of a relationship. The beauty of laws and institutions, like I said, you understand the beauty of souls. You understand how, you send your child to school. Like I said, I saw my report card and I was like, oh my God, this is like the kind of education I have actually received. Like, I'm privileged enough. I started appreciating what my school and my teachers have done for me. So I started appreciating institutions and laws, when I studied for UPSC also, I remember that I started appreciating how, how the constitution works, or how the constitution has been constructed, something which I did not understand before. But then I realized that, it is very beautiful. It is all encompassing and it is very, very beautiful. So what I'm trying to say, you start with one and then you go to the general. You start appreciating how the world works, okay? Like, now after that you'll realize that yes, marriage is also beautiful because you have a partner to be with you, and in general you start appreciating more than just the body. You will start appreciating more than just the physical aspect of things. And then you have the beauty of knowledge. That is, throughout your life you accumulate knowledge and there's no stopping it, right? Till the end you actually accumulate experiences, and through experiences knowledge, and of course even through books and reading, your life is actually accumulation of knowledge only and experiences. So you will start appreciating knowledge, you will seek knowledge, and you will appreciate everybody. Like I said, what have you learned towards the end? I even wrote one in my blog. I wrote one article where I had met this lady who was touching the number 100 in years, and I kept wondering, what is the secret of life that she must have discovered. all these years, that she has lived, what is the knowledge that she gained? Like, what is life? I kept wondering to myself. I could not ask her. I just could not ask her. I don't know how else to put it. I just couldn't ask her, but it was going on when I met her and I spoke to her. I was like, what is the secret of life? What is the knowledge you gained over these 100 years? I wanted to ask her. So, that's the kind of thing. That initial phase of everything physical and materialistic, no, you let that go. You'll move beyond it. You'll move beyond that towards knowledge, appreciation, truth, wisdom, and of course, at the end, beauty itself. So, the beauty of knowledge and then beauty itself. So, what he's trying to say is like all these appreciation and everything will lead you to question that form. Where did all of these come from? He looks at love as a means of attaining knowledge, as a means of attaining wisdom. He doesn't see love as merely, yes, we fall in love, we get married, we have children, and no. He sees it as, an area of growth. He sees it as an area where we can actually accumulate knowledge and wisdom with each other. We move beyond the physical to the spiritual, and this wisdom he sees love as a means of gaining all of that. So I hope this is clear. This is platonic love. Okay, it is if you think about it, it's related to our everyday lives only. Now, the ladder starts with carnal attraction, body for body, progressing to love for body and soul. Eventually, in time, with consequent steps up the ladder, the idea of beauty is eventually no longer connected with a body, but entirely united with being itself. That, your existence itself is beautiful, how the world works itself. I have not given all of these examples I've given is not from Plato's works. I have given examples so that you understand the concept. So I hope that you understand here. He does not say that carnal attraction is not there. He does not say that it shouldn't be there also. Plato says that carnal attraction, it starts with carnal attraction, but then later it's suppressed. It takes a back seat. Carnal attraction takes a back seat and everything else comes to the forefront. In the process, you actually appreciate beauty itself. You're going towards wisdom. You're going towards truth. So I hope this is clear. I could not make it as more clearer than this. I have given very layman's everyday life examples just to make you understand what platonic love is. It is more than friendship. Yes, you and your partner are in a relationship, more than friendship. It's a partnership. You're working together and you're working together towards attaining more knowledge, more experiences, beauty itself. You'll get to understand the form itself. That's the essence of things, how existence itself becomes beautiful. But this is layman's example which I have given. In the text, he talks about the ladder of love like this, that it's consecutive rungs of a ladder. From carnal attraction, you go to an appreciation of the soul, and consequent steps, the more you go up, the more you start appreciating knowledge, and it's a way towards wisdom. Okay, so this is the ladder of love. This is platonic love. Now we're going to move on to the next section. Now, I have given you like layman's example, everyday examples from everyday life, right? To make you understand what actually platonic love is. Now, this is actually what, how they talk about it in Symposium. So, he talks about eros. Okay, whatever I have said, this is what they talk about in Symposium. Okay, it's the same thing, just like, in the Symposium, they talk about love this way. About eros, okay? Pausanias is a character in the Symposium. Pausanias in Plato's Symposium defines two types of the love known as eros. Vulgar eros is there, and you have divine love. Okay, so you have vulgar eros or earthly love and divine eros or divine love. So you see, like when I'll read this paragraph, you will realize that it's exactly what I explained. Okay, so you have Pausanias defines vulgar eros as material attraction towards a person's beauty for the purpose of physical pleasure and reproduction, and divine eros as starting from physical attraction but transcending or moving beyond gradually to love for supreme beauty placed on a similar level to the divine. This concept of divine eros was later transformed into the term platonic love. So divine eros, that you transcend, you start from the physical, okay, and then you transcend to divine or divinity, to a quest for wisdom, to a quest for truth, to a quest towards spirituality and understanding the essences. That is known as platonic love. Divine eros is known as platonic love. In the Symposium, this is how they talk about it. They talk about everything that I have explained. They have talked about it formally like this. They actually talk about eros and then they divide it into vulgar eros and divine eros. eros. Vulgar eros is earthly love, that physical attraction just for the sake of reproduction. There's no wisdom that is gained. But divine eros is moving beyond or transcending beyond physical or carnal attraction, and then you move towards the divine. You equate it to the same level as divinity. You're acquiring more knowledge along the way, bettering yourself, going towards truth, going towards wisdom, like that. Now, vulgar eros and divine eros were both considered to be connected and part of the same continuous process of pursuing perfection of one's being. So, like I said, it starts with physical pleasure, right? That first rung of the ladder is physical pleasure. Now you have to move up, right, towards it. So what they're saying is vulgar eros, it starts with vulgar eros. They are a part and parcel of our life. It starts with vulgar eros, but then it moves towards divine eros. Okay, it is the part of the same continuous process of pursuing perfection, knowledge, wisdom, truth, spirituality, like that. Okay, and with the purpose of mending one's human nature and eventually reaching a point of unity where there is no longer an aspiration or need to change. So what they're trying to say is you better yourself every day. You are searching wisdom. You are gaining knowledge from experiences. You are giving a general appreciation towards life. Life is beautiful, that kind of a thing. You actually appreciate life, try to understand what life is. What is your purpose in life? Those kind of philosophical questions you get to understand as time goes by. And the purpose of mending one's human nature, you mend yourself, you better yourself along the way when you're searching for wisdom, like that, and eventually reaching a point of unity where there is no longer an aspiration or need to change. That is, you attain that wisdom, you just reach, or you are where you want to be. You don't have to change anymore. You've attained that level. That is divine eros. Okay, now 7 types of love also is talked about. Throughout these eras, Platonic love was slowly categorized into 7 different classical definitions. Okay, so research has been done on Plato and his works, and then people have talked about it, and then now they have the 7 types of love according to the 7 types of love under Platonic love. These are the 7 types of love that have come out of all of these discussions, and we are going to just look at them. So the first one is eros, sexual or passionate love, or a modern perspective of romantic love. That is that physical attraction and all of that. And then you actually move beyond the physical towards the spiritual and all of that, okay, that we've discussed. Then you have philia. Philia, the love of friendship or goodwill, often met with mutual benefits that can also be formed by companionship, dependability, and trust. And so what happens here, you see agape, ludus, pragma, all of this, philotia, all of these things, they are different types of love, and when you read about them, you'll see that they are everyday things. Like, for example, philia, love of dependency. It can be with a friend, it can be with your parents, it can be with your siblings, it can be with your partner. That, the love of friendship or goodwill. Like, you have genuine friendship and goodwill for somebody. It is formed by companionship. You need a shoulder to cry on, and your friend is there for you. It is companionship. Dependability, that sometimes you depend on somebody. It can be your parents, like since childhood you're depending on your parents, and then it can be a friend also, emotional dependency. And this is philia. You are actually, it is not based on vulgar eros or divine eros. It is a companionship. It is formed along the way with different kinds of people. Okay, then you have the love found between parents and children, often a unilateral love. This is just like whatever the types of love, the 7 types of love that we come across under Platonic love. Then you have agape, the universal love, consisting of love for strangers, nature, or God. So universal love, okay, like, see, you are searching for wisdom along the way, and along the way you come across these kind of love also. Okay, this is like researchers have actually found out the 7 types of love, okay, which also are a part of Platonic love. I'm just giving you an idea so that if you come across these words somewhere, then you'll actually remember that, okay, this is what it means. Agape is universal love. Like, universally there's a love for God. Universally there's respect for God. There's love for strangers or nature, like humanity. People value humanity, value kindness. These are the things that universally, nobody will say kindness is bad. Universally, these things are appreciated. That is agape. Ludus, playful and uncommitted love. Basically, you can understand this. Uncommitted love, playful and uncommitted love intended for fun with no resulting consequences. That is, you're not serious at all. Again, day-to-day life things, right? Then you have pragma, love founded on duty and reason and one's longer term interest. That is love founded, that is, you're forming a relationship or love that arises out of duty. For example, it's not just relationship with a partner. Your teachers, okay, they love you, they care for you, genuinely. I've had really amazing teachers who actually genuinely care for me, and they have had a lasting impact in my life till today, okay, till today. And this is that founded on duty and reason and one's longer term interests. That is, their interest and my interest is to get an education, to better myself, better my knowledge. Their duty to actually impart knowledge so that I get somewhere in life. That kind of a thing. It's founded on duty, but it's love. I love my teachers love me back too. It's like that. It's a give and take relationship. It is based on love, but it is founded on duty, okay, on duty and reason. Then philosophia, love, self-love. This is self-love, which is, a thing nowadays that it's absolutely necessary and important. That self-love, both healthy and unhealthy, okay? Unhealthy one, no, not good. Healthy, of course, it's good. Unhealthy if one places oneself above the gods, okay? So, to the point of hubris, the healthy if it is used to build self-esteem and confidence. You see, everyday things in our life, gradually we're all moving towards wisdom, towards knowledge, towards spirituality, okay? We're living life, right? And we're trying to understand what life is. So this is platonic love. Now philatia, like self-love, there's the bad one, healthy, where you try to build confidence and self-esteem. You say, yes, I am the best, yes, I can do it. That is good, okay? But if it's unhealthy, it's like, yes, I am the best and nobody's better than me, I look down upon everyone. That is bad. That is something that you're never supposed to do. Self-esteem and confidence is one thing. Being rude and looking down upon other people and having pride is a different thing altogether. So it's not attractive at all. So this is philosophia. So these are the 7 types of love under platonic love. Now, so this is simply the concept, okay? I'm not giving you concrete definitions or anything. I've included everything that was possible for a clear conceptualization, clear understanding. This is platonic love. This is the overall understanding of what platonic love is. Symposium we'll discuss in another video altogether. We're discussing the text, but for better understanding, this is the concept that you move up a particular ladder so that you move towards spirituality, you move towards growth, towards wisdom, and you start with vulgar eros and then you move towards divine eros. You transcend the physical and you go to the soul and you go to the spiritual and you equate it to the divine. So this is what platonic love is. We'll just look at the ladder of love one more time in the last slide. So for the last slide, let's just recap. The ladder of love. What is the ladder of love? You began with an appreciation or an attraction to a beautiful body. Then you move on to all beautiful bodies. You then move on to beautiful souls. That is, you transcend the physical aspect of love. You suppress the carnal attraction, or you make physical attraction almost non-existent. You suppress it and it takes a back seat, and then you appreciate someone's soul. Then you move on to the beauty of love, of love, laws and institutions. You go on to understanding how the world works, the laws and institutions, and why have they been so? How does the society work? How so to say, how chaos is controlled. Okay, you have a general appreciation of how the world works. Then you go on to the beauty of knowledge, whatever you have accumulated all over the years, the beauty of knowledge. And then you question what beauty is. What is the meaning of all of this? What is life? And you come to know what beauty is itself. So you are moving towards knowledge, you are moving towards wisdom, you're moving towards spirituality, you're moving towards divinity. So this is the ladder of love by Plato. So I hope that the concept is clear. I hope that all the confusion about, platonic love is just, you cannot be physical, or it's devoid of physical attraction, and it's just more than friendship, but it's also a all those confusion. I hope that it's clear now. And it is a process. Okay, it is a process. The 7 types of love, we've discussed eros also. Symposium we'll do later. Okay, we'll discuss concrete things from the symposium, concrete things that are of course required to understand, but this is the concept. This is concept clearing. It is a concept clearing video. I hope you've understood it. If my videos are of help to you, and if you're finding them interesting, then please do like the videos, share the videos, and subscribe to my channel for similar content. And if you love English literature, and if you have an interest and a knack for English grammar, then this is the place to be. Till we meet again, I really hope that you stay healthy, happy, and always smiling and shining. See you in the next one, guys.